Hey, Litternet. It's Paul, it's Matt, the Dork Lords. We are here talking about Daredevil Season 3, Episodes 7 and 8.
Yes.
We're up to, I believe Episode 7 is Aftermath. Episode 8, Upstairs, Downstairs.
But I'm going to interject.
Yeah.
We give our condolences for the death of Stan Lee, the creator, along with Bill Everett, of Daredevil.
Certainly. Perfect time to do that. And yeah, a lot. I mean, he was 95.
Yes.
You could see it coming, but still, it's a tragic day. And for somebody that, I mean, if you think about the influences on pop culture today, like, good Lord, he's got to be top 10 in the world, right? Of it's just, you think of Marvel goes into everything. So, a huge loss.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Yes.
So, that said, Aftermath essentially is called Aftermath because it's the characters dealing with the aftermath of the mass murder at the Bulletin, the news agency. And then Upstairs, Downstairs is basically our, Foggy, Karen, Matt, each coming up with their own plan for how to take down Fisk. And we see those plans, but they're all going on their own.
They'll fail.
They're all going on their own.
They'll fail.
I feel like at some point they should all try to work together.
Oh.
And maybe that'll help. But so we'll talk about, the ins and outs of that. But that's generally speaking the overarching plot. Meanwhile, Bullseye, who is not, we don't see him in episode 7.
No.
What happened to him after he killed everybody? We find out in episode 8 that he's trying to bring himself back. Like, I like the fact that he's not just like, oh, now I'm evil.
Yep. No.
He realizes, I'm fighting this emotional struggle. He attempts to reconnect with, I think her name's Julia, one of the two. The waitress that he scared the hell out of.
Yes.
And it's kind of working. It's kind of like he meets her in a public place so that she's not too scared. They have coffee. She's like, you need a therapist.
Yes.
She's being very nice to him, frankly.
She is.
But she's a person that ran a call center for suicide.
Right.
So it makes sense. He's like, treat me like one of those people.
Right.
She's like, okay, I'll do that. And you get this little glimmer of moment. I'm like, maybe he'll get to right the ship. But Fisk is watching on the security camera. And so Julia, the waitress, is bumped off.
Yes.
And they take her phone and have her block him after saying, go away, you. And so it sends Bullseye back over the edge.
Can you imagine a scenario where he doesn't find out?
A scenario where Bullseye does not find out that Fisk killed Julie?
Yes.
I cannot imagine that scenario. By the end of this season, Bullseye is going to find out that Fisk had his stalker love interest killed and will be very upset about that, I would think.
I thought it was very plausible. He was saying that he wasn't doing it to stalk her, that is out of romantic interest necessarily. But he said, notice how good she was. And I think it was really him trying to find somebody who could...
Right, that North Star that the therapist is talking about. Find someone with a good moral compass and use them as a model.
Yeah.
It still sounds really creepy when you say it to someone that you're a stranger to. But you're right. It had... There's a nugget of goodness in that. But then when you're vocalizing it to the other person, I was just following you, not because I love you, but because you're good. Yeah. And I wanted to
she's
model
like,
my behavior.
She said, that doesn't sound much like, it still sounds kind of creepy.
And as a result of their conversation, she dies.
Yes.
That's tragic.
Yeah, right? She probably would have been alive. She's like, no, and walked away.
Exactly.
Like, oh, that's good. Good job.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's not the choice. She thought perhaps there was... some danger involved in talking to this guy, but I don't think she thought that was the danger.
She really didn't.
The danger is that a third party will then come in. Okay, anyway. So, and we also end these two episodes. The ending is the reveal that most people knew all along, which was that Maggie is Matt's mom.
Matt's the only one.
Matt was the only person, did not know Maggie's his mom. She's praying in the church downstairs, upstairs? He's
Upstairs.
downstairs, and he's doing his boxy, but his supernatural hearing.
Eavesdropping on her confession or whatever.
He hears her basically mention that she's his mom, and he kind of sinks to his knees and is like, oh, and that's it. That's we're going to see his reaction next time.
So we're going to start her death clock now.
All right, so that's, I've been thinking about this since you mentioned. So my death clock is on Ray. Ray's still alive? Yeah. Good on you, Ray. Ray is becoming much more important to the story, too, which we'll talk about here.
Yeah, so we can start his, too. Now it's like, which one? Which one is it going ahead?
Which one's going to go first? I feel like with Ray being more important now, he's going to last longer, and his death will be more like, toward the end.
Yes.
So probably episode 12? I'm going to go Ray. Like the episode before the end, maybe, as we get like the all seems lost kind of moment, perhaps. Now for the mom, I do feel that, the church is in trouble.
Yes.
All right. I mean, Karen knows where the church is.
Yes.
Certainly, Fisk can figure out where Matt's hiding out, and I think the church is going to get attacked, probably by Bullseye, right? I mean, he's probably going to send Bullseye to the church.
I mean, that could happen, I mean, I feel like they could figure it out. I don't know necessarily that there's a reason to connect them. I guess if you said, okay, let's look into him and see where he was, where he was an orphan, I guess you could say, okay, let's check that out.
Okay. I'm just saying, I feel like perhaps...
I mean, for terms of story, I think it's going to happen. I just don't know that it's, hey, why don't we go to that church where he was, an orphan?
Not that he was...
I don't know that
I'm thinking where he's hiding out now.
I know, I'm just saying, though, that I don't know that it's necessarily something you would think.
Okay, I hear you.
As, like, I want to kill him. I wonder if he's hanging out at a church.
I just feel like if the church gets attacked, is that where Maggie dies?
Right, I would think. I mean, I think you're right that, they'll find some reason why, like, we figured out that he's hanging out in the church. Oh, let's go kill him. Oh, we had to kill somebody else. Who cares?
I'll throw this out there, though. I think I'm convinced 100% that Ray's going to die.
Yes.
I'm not 100% convinced that Maggie's going to die.
Oh.
I feel like there's a chance that it could be that they have an out, like they're out on the outs.
Yes.
Obviously, because she didn't tell him.
Yes,
all
right.
this time.
He's not going to be happy about that.
And that maybe they just
surprise.
The ending beat is just like they don't really reunite until the very end.
No.
And then at the very end, there's like
Bang.
there's like after everything's over, like I took down Fisk, I didn't kill him, I'm not a horrible person. And let's have coffee,
right?
And then it's credits. So in other words, the ending beat could be them getting back together. If they get back together, let's say next episode, then she's gone.
Okay, so if she's mad at him till the end of the season, that'd be okay.
Exactly.
Maybe her life could be in danger, but then she's all right.
True. Could be used as like the MacGuffin.
Right.
You gotta save Mama.
Yeah. Oh no, they killed Foggy. Anyway, so.
I don't think they'll kill Foggy. He did have a Foggy-ish moment in this particular double episode, or we call it double episode, in episode 8, where I've been okay on the Foggy train so far, basically, because I really haven't liked him in previous seasons, but he was more like I'm do-good lawyer guy and not I'm annoying naysayer guy.
Right. He was annoying candidate guy this time.
Yeah, he was annoying candidate guy. Yeah. The conversation, the debate he has with the DA Tower in this big dinner thing just came off as really false to me. But okay, so let's take it back. Aftermath. There's obviously all these people died. Karen is dealing with survivor's guilt, basically. Yep. And Ray Nadeem takes her and Foggy in for questioning.
Yes.
And he plays the little video of Bullseye as dressed as Daredevil saying like, well, good to see you again, Karen.
Yeah.
Which it takes him a little too long to figure it out, but later he realizes, wait, that voice. Oh, right. That does add up. Like when Daredevil tells him, it wasn't me, it was an FBI guy. He's like, oh, yeah, that voice is not... Okay. But so be it. He figures it out eventually. I'll give him that credit. But kind of an interesting moment and a little, a little heartbreaking moment was at the FBI place. They're walking out, and then all the cell phones start. She sees them all wrapped.
That was
and they all start. They're flashing. They're like, "Hey,
are you
what's
okay?
going on?
Are you
What's
alright?
going on?"
No, they're not alright. They're all dead.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're bagged for evidence. That was pretty like, ugh. But what you thought was? I was mentioning something else.
No, I was just thinking of other things that happened in that scene, which is like the editor, like, oh, everybody's mad at you because, you brought the person in there and then they killed everybody. But, hey, that's what we do. We're a newspaper. We're going to pursue this and, it's not your fault.
He lived, by the way. I didn't think he had lived, and you were right. He lived, okay.
Yeah. But then it's like, oh, wait a minute. You know who Daredevil is. Well, tell me. It's funny. And she's like, no, I can't tell you. Now I'm mad. Ooh. Leave.
Well, you can say. I actually kind of understand.
Actually, it's funny. I was watching a TV show about a different TV show, and it had a reporter.
Was it Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Was it Cheers? Was it The Good Place? Well, okay, sorry. It becomes name that TV show. All right, sorry. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
It's such a long list.
It's a long list. All right.
Anyway, but there was a reporter, and they were talking to their editor, and she's like, "Who's the person?" And it's like, "I can't tell you that." It's like, I don't think that's unusual.
Agreed.
It's like, she's not writing a story about something, about Daredevil or whatever. So he wants to know who it is. You have to tell me who it is. Why do I have to tell you? Because I have to kill. Oh, I have to get the guy.
I think the intention of that scene is, he's all gung-ho to tell the truth no matter what. We're not going to be intimidated. But then when it's obvious that her allegiance is more to Daredevil and to not to the paper. In other words, like, if you tell me the identity of Daredevil, we can probably use that to figure out who was trying to imitate him. And by you not giving me this evidence that can help us identify who killed all of the people at the paper, you're betraying the paper. I think that's what. I agree that it's kind of like, just let it be. But,
yep, that's what it is. That's all I'm saying.
He's outraged.
Yeah, no, I think they just wanted to how can we make it more difficult for Karen to do her job in this part?
And so she's fired.
Yes.
Because she didn't give up Matt's name.
No.
Kudos to her for not doing
first when I was watching it, it was like, does it follow that she knows? It could be like, well, no, his voice sounded completely different. Boom. I don't know who the guy is. I know his voice, and that's not his voice.
That's true.
He's a little taller than this guy.
I did a research on him, and he in costume, he talked to me once.
I've seen him a bunch of times. No, he saved his life, so everybody knows that he saved his life.
He told me once to get down, and I remember that, and it doesn't sound like that voice. I don't know. So, yeah, you're right. She could have just lied instead of like, no, I'm not telling you on principle. Yeah. So anyway, she's out. She then has a very tearful and a tough conversation with her dad.
Yes.
Again, we're gonna hear this story about the death of her brother.
It seems
it's coming.
Likely.
It's coming. We said it was gonna happen before, and now it almost certainly has to happen because they keep bringing it back up. So she is just in tears.
Yes.
Her life sucks.
It is.
And
it does suck.
So she calls her dad. Hey, Dad. Can I come stay for a few? By the way, I'm okay. That was my paper, but I'm not dead.
Yeah. Oh, huh. I thought I didn't actually call you like the other people who were calling dead people.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Other people were getting texts from their loved ones.
Yeah. I was just like, it doesn't. She work in a paper?
Yeah, maybe my phone's not working. Maybe it's not charged.
I don't remember the name of the paper.
I'll just plug the phone in and wait.
I'll just wait.
All right, so she calls her dad to let him know she's okay. and she asks if she can come stay for a few days. She's out of a job anyway. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, and she feels really bad about she survivor's guilt and all that.
Yeah, so she's like, you know what? I'm going to rely on this family because I can't really go hang out, stay with Daredevil.
No.
So Dad's like, yeah, it's not a good time.
No.
It's like, that hurts. And then the worst is I think she's trying to. What I get out of her conversation, she says, "I was just trying to do the right thing, and I messed it all up." I think she was talking about the event with her brother that led to this schism with her dad or her parents. I think her parents blame her for their son's death is what's happened. And so she's that conversation, that bit where she's like, I was just trying to do the right thing and I messed it all up. I think that's her trying to say, I'm acknowledging what happened with the brother and I'm sorry, kind of. And
my impression is she's talking about the situation she's in. She's trying to do the right thing.
I agree that it could be interpreted there. But.
Right, but that's how he's the one who pulls it back, I think. Yeah. I don't think she's like, I mean, it's possible that she was like, I was only trying to do the right things just so you'd let me in the house.
Yeah. So,
but I feel like she's trying to explain why she's calling right now.
I don't think she's necessarily apologizing for the bulletin thing, right? I mean, when she's like, he doesn't know anything about the bulletin.
I think she's trying to make a case for why she needs to go and why she.
And it is true that in her mind, I'm sure that's what she thinks. It's a good essay topic for her. Like, what happened at the bulletin today? I was trying to do the right thing and I messed it up.
Yeah, I mean, 6 1 have to know each other. Maybe that's what she's.
But his response is, "That's what you do." Like, that. I mean, what's interesting is it's kind of soft pedaled. It's not like you're a horrible person is what he could have said, right?
Right.
But it's like that's what you do is this kind of really cutting statement while someone's trying to be kind of polite.
Right.
And she and they end up hanging up and she's not with the parents.
No.
Probably a good thing that she shouldn't go to the parents, frankly, anyway, because Fisk could probably just kill them off. But anyway, keep them out of it.
Well, at this point, he's not particularly motivated to kill her.
True, but that happens later.
She takes care of that.
She takes care of that. So she is incredibly distraught. She even wonders why Foggy isn't more distraught. He's trying to hold it together on a superficial level. He's like, I don't have time to be sad.
No, the typical, there's nothing like getting shot at to make you horny. Scene happens.
There's that scene. Yeah, and you had the comment last time about his girlfriend love interest seems to be just like a plot device.
Yeah.
She's more of a plot device in this one.
Yeah.
After they have sex, during the sex they knock over her book bag or whatever, and it has spill some papers out, and that leads Foggy to see that. I've discovered Fisk's plan, thanks to your deposition of a corrupt IRS agent.
And we can also put, death watch on her, actually, because he proposes to her. She says, no, with the book, because we did that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although it could just be, like you said, it could be then, she's in danger.
Yeah.
We have more to sacrifice.
Right, no, but there might be a whole bunch of, like, who gets it?
Right.
Who's the one?
Who gets, they're waiting on the phones.
Yep.
Who got the call?
Yep.
She's definitely gonna be in danger for sure.
Yeah, I think
Bullseye's gonna throw a pencil at her. So.
Yeah.
That's all he needs.
Yes, that's
he needs all. If you gave him like a little box of Tic Tacs, like the entire room would be dead.
Yep.
Tic Tac.
Yep.
So Foggy figures out that Fisk it's a kind of convoluted thing, frankly, but whatever. He's taken out his enemies and trying to consolidate his own power base with the cops and everything. And so he doesn't really have the proof of it, but he thinks, hey, look, I've also got the agreement that Fisk made to stay in his nice mansion. If he breaks any of these rules, he goes back to jail.
Yep.
If I talk this out in public, they'll start investigating, and they're going to find out he broke rules, and they're going to send him back to jail. I'm going to go do this. So his plan is to go to this DA fundraising dinner and debate the DA in public. And he wants Karen there to write on it for the paper. She's like, oh, I got fired, but he's like, you can still write for them anyway. They'll take you back. And which is probably true. I don't know. Anyway, she doesn't go. She tells him she's going to go and then doesn't because she comes up with a different plan. Everybody's operating on their
wacky
own
plan.
Her wacky plan is, I want to make Fisk so angry that he'll kill me, and then they'll have to go back to jail.
Yeah.
I mean, she did say, like, I didn't want him to kill me, I want him to threaten me. But I'm like, I don't know the difference, the little slither of difference between threaten and kill when you're the only person in the room with Fisk. It's pretty thin.
Yeah, and what it's like, I don't know, yes.
So she goes to Fisk, finds a way to get to talk to him, and then she thinks, hey, if I talk about how he murdered his dad, because I remember back we interviewed his mom, I'll use that to make him angry, and then he'll smash me in the face, and then he'll go to jail. He doesn't.
He has his own little thing to bring up to her, which I can't even remember.
His thing is, the reason he agreed to meet with
because he looks like he figures out that Matt is Daredevil.
He does. Which you were right. I just assumed he knew, and you made the case last week. It was like, no, I don't think he knows yet. So he knows now, because he's like, oh, did you know Matt's secret? And her face is like, whoa!
Yeah.
Almost comically, he's like, oh! And he's like, good. Now you've revealed the secret.
I just needed someone's face to do that.
Much
and
like,
then I would figure it out.
Much like Darth Vader, like reading Luke's mind to learn about Leia. Now Obi-Wan's failure is complete. So she then decides, okay, fine, I still have a gambit to make you angry, which is I'll reveal that I killed off your lieutenant, Wesley, and it was I still don't understand why Wesley was so important to Fisk other than just as an employee, but he apparently he held a high status.
Yes.
And meant something to Fisk, and
meant something.
Fisk is enraged. And we don't know what he's about to do because in the meantime, Foggy, while in the middle of his debate, which was being put on a camera phone, by the way, so it's probably up on YouTube now. Okay. That did get out, I think. He just stops, because he realizes, Karen, I know why Karen's not here.
Yep.
She went and did something stupid.
Yep.
So he goes over to the hotel where he's staying, and he basically says that she's a threat to him.
Yes.
And that's how he stops the interview, and they come in and arrest her, or they handcuff her.
Yes.
Saves her life, perhaps.
Yes.
She's mad at him about it, and he's like, "Screw, you're an idiot."
Yep. That's what he says.
It's interesting too. The title of that episode 8 is Upstairs, Downstairs. Now,
no one's a maid or a butler in that.
Yeah, I know. It does feel like there's Upstairs, Downstairs is usually a reference to like a British manor house style thing.
Maybe it's upstairs, downstairs to his little apartment thing there.
So there's the fact that, for one thing, there's a stairway fight. Daredevil is running away from Bullseye, who's trying to hit. But there is also, and you're right, there's the downstairs area that is the new central area for Kingpin, for Fisk. But also there is a class thing a little bit. Like when Karen goes and sees the luxury he's living in, she's kind of appalled that he's able to live in such, trappings. I don't know. There's not a huge class thing there, but I was just trying to think where are the upstairs, downstairs, other than just
upstairs, downstairs. That's all.
So yeah, he's got Fisk has his own lair in a secret elevator in the coat closet in his bedroom, and he goes down and he can do everything. And apparently, he doesn't set off his ankle bracelet because he's within the realm. I don't know. We don't know.
Probably,
what it is.
I would assume.
Here's a question I've got though.
Oh, there's another question.
They got cameras everywhere. Why do they not have a camera in his bedroom?
Yeah, who knows?
Like people spend a lot of time in their bedrooms.
Right.
Like you would think if you're really monitoring this guy, you'd have a camera in there.
Yeah, I mean, presumably, it's, as far as they know, only has one entrance. So he goes in there, he's in his,
so he can't get away.
So, so it's like, to give the guy some privacy.
Okay. Okay. Well,
There's a number of things
guess if
someone can do in their room that you wouldn't want.
I guess if they put a camera in the
on.
bedroom, then it'd be like, all right, my secret elevator's in the bathroom. It's like find some room in the broom closet. All right, fine. He's been in that broom closet for hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, fine. So there's that side of things. I think that takes care of Karen, Foggy, Bullseye. Yeah? You have anything else on those guys before we jump over to Daredevil and Ray?
No.
Okay. So Daredevil and Ray. Daredevil is first, he's lacking, first time we've seen him wonder if he can beat a guy.
Yeah, he's pretty demoralized there.
When he returns from the aftermath, his aftermath is, oh God, I've been responsible for those people dying, much like Karen feels responsible. But also, that dude can kick my ass.
Well, I would suggest though that guy that he lit on fire ultimately. I think he fought that guy twice. I think.
Good point. But I don't know that I ever heard him verbalize like, I can't beat this guy. Whatever. I forgot how he put it, but
he should have been felt like that.
Yeah, I know. He got whooped. So, Maggie dresses his wounds again. She's his night nurse.
Yes.
In this season.
Yes. No sex.
And it would be horrible.
That would be horrible.
But yeah. So she brings up the fact, hey, wasn't he wearing your outfit? Like, how good a copy was it? He's like, it was very good. So perfect. He goes to find Melvin Potter.
Yes.
Who
betrays him.
Melvin Potter has a relationship with his parole officer.
Yes. And
so hence, he really cares for the parole officer, but it's kind of a secret love affair because if it comes out, that's a bad thing. She can get fired. So Fisk leans on that and makes Potter, betray Matt, basically. And realizes Matt's going to come around. He said, when he comes around, I want you to lock him in this cage with the suit.
Yep.
And let the cops come do their thing.
Yeah.
Daredevil gets out of the cage. The cops show up. There's a fight. It's a little confusing because both Daredevil and Potter are fighting the cops, but then Matt just steps behind some crates, and suddenly the cops are like, there's only one guy fighting us.
Yeah.
There's only one guy punching everyone out.
Yeah.
That guy. And so he lets Potter basically take the fall.
Yes.
I guess that's what you get for crossing Daredevil. Before the cops show up, Matt does learn important information from Potter, which is the guy imitating him who got the suit is an FBI guy.
Yeah.
So the end of episode 7 is kind of cool. We see Ray's doing the family man thing. You're like, oh God, could you stop doing all the tropes that lead to you dying? Because it's just, it's my son, and I'll spend more time with you once this case is done. I'm being careful. Anyway, so the family's doing their thing. Ray goes downstairs to get more drinks, and Daredevil's there.
Yeah, he's there.
And pretty easily takes him out. He's like, I got you.
Yes.
And basically says, hey, I wasn't that guy. It's not me. And the guy who is imitating me is an FBI agent.
Yes.
And it is interesting. Ray brings up a point which I was thinking it, so I'm glad he said it. It was like, yeah, well, there is a Daredevil who's been beating the living hell out of all of the FBI agents. Would that be you? Daredevil's like, well, they didn't leave me any choice. I'm like, oh, okay, you've incapacitated, put on medical leave probably a dozen FBI agents, but no, you didn't kill them, so you're fine.
Yeah.
But they agree to essentially work together. Ray thinks he's being conned by Fisk.
Yes.
Is also
suspicious of
and all the trappings. He's like disgusted at the fact
Yep.
that Fisk has all his artwork there.
Yep. Just seems like
like God bless it. So Ray is on Team Daredevil and asks for 2 days.
Yes, 2 days
to prove that Jasper Evans was hired by Fisk to stab him.
Yeah.
And so he goes and talks to the warden. The warden lawyers up.
Yeah.
And he's like, see, all right, we're on to something here. But Daredevil says, hey, let's go to Bullseye. We're going to go to Bullseye's place, and we're going to find the suit. We're going to do this by the book.
Yeah.
So Ray comes up with a pretty good excuse to keep him busy. Hey, we got you a lawyer to contest the suit that's happening. You talk to that lawyer for a long time while we go and break in. They break in. They don't find anything particularly, but they do find the tapes, which are horribly disturbing.
Yes.
There's little kid Bullseye going, and then I found a box of cats, and I liked killing them. Like, which later on when Daredevil's listening to the tapes and he's talking to Maggie, he's like, I know what you're going to say, that this sounds a lot like me, but it's not me. It's not like me. It's not like him. Like that. As much as maybe the story wants to see a parallel between the two, which orphans, whatever, they're mad at the world.
Yes.
That I was kind of on board with that little analogy until I heard those tapes, and now I'm completely on board with that. Bullseye is a psychopath.
Yes.
He's not just a misguided guy who feels anger at life. Like that dude is crazy and evil. Yes. So he could put the trappings of goodness on. I mean, he's bad. He's fighting himself. There is that internal struggle, I suppose, is similar to Matt's, but he's starting from a much lower moral place.
Yes.
The guy who likes to kill cats.
Yes.
And his baseball coach. So the likeness between the two, I think, is pretty different now. Like that sets it to me as like, okay, that they're not the same guy. And anyway, so Bullseye comes home a little early and hears Matt and Ray in the apartment. He takes like little shards from the chandelier and starts. They have to escape. He ricochet bullets a shot off of and hits Ray. Yep. But doesn't see Ray. I think importantly he does not see Ray's face. Because
you're right. He doesn't see him, and Dare's able to fool him into thinking that the person Ray gets away. So he knew someone was across the street, but didn't know there were two people. So when he was like, move something, he's like, "Arr!" And he misses as Ray runs out the door. That he's not like, I can get Daredevil. He's there too. He doesn't know it.
Gotcha. All right. So Ray is still unknown.
And they get saved by the cops. The cops come because of the shots. I was like, oh hey, I was gonna run across the street to kill them, but now I have to give them.
I'm an FBI. You can check my badge.
Yeah, trust me.
I just shot and Ricochet tried to kill some guys who broke into my place.
Yeah, can we do this real quick? Because I gotta kill some people.
I gotta go kill some guys. I'll kill you first. Can I kill you guys? So I guess that's more or less where we're leaving off.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on where we are in 7 and 8?
No.
I think we're, we didn't have any spectacular fights. We had the pretty big fight in 4, big fight in 6. We had some little minor fights this time, so they're probably leading up to a big uber fight toward the end.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm enjoying it. I think this season is going very well.
Yes.
In my mind. And I look forward to seeing who dies and who lives.
Yes.
Join us again for episodes 9 and 10. And we may or may not be talking before Thanksgiving, so if not, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.